Our girl Rachel Zegler has grandiose visions of how Snow White is going to go out there and save the world and change the discourse of our toxic society. Well, I could think of one way that we could go ahead and reverse poisonous chatter online is if we take the phone away from Zegler, but she says that Disney's Snow White will help fight prejudice and race division in a magazine interview that once more ties Disney film into her personal politics because this bitch cannot shut up. Big shock, right? It seems as though, even with Disney's tight media restrictions in place, Rachel Zegler cannot stop herself from making headlines every time she opens her mouth. I can't wait until the aftermath of this bombing run at the opening weekend when we get firm numbers and when we finally figure out how bad this thing performs over opening weekend. I cannot wait for the nuclear level meltdown that she is about to have. It's gonna be fantastic. Gal Gadot, like, what was it? It was hilarious, right? Like, when she should be out there promoting this movie, she's out there getting a star on the Walk of Fame, and I'm just like, why? Okay, you are one of the most untalented people to ever be in a $1 billion movie. Maybe that's why you got a star on the Walk of Fame. But that aside, that just kind of shows you the commitment that she has to this movie and how she'll just move on after this weekend. It'll probably just be, one PR tweeted out post going, oh, thanks for everybody who come and checked out the film, blah blah blah. So happy it's the #1 movie in America because it's probably going to win the box office. But at this point in time, what's your competition and what do those end numbers look like? Is it going to be a continuation? And more on this tomorrow about how 2025 has been an abomination at the box office. It's like, it'll be a nice spin, and we've seen Disney try to pull this shit before, but we'll parse those numbers out when they arrive. But let's just, wait in giddy anticipation of Rachel having an Instagram meltdown like she did in the aftermath of the election and what she's likely to have probably after, I would imagine after the second week drop, which is going to be catastrophic because word of mouth is going to go through the floor if it isn't already there for this film. But I digress. Back to Rachel's babbling. But astoundingly, Zegler has once again connected her portrayal of Disney's live-action Snow White to tone-deaf political messaging. In a recent interview with Allure magazine, Zegler openly tied her casting and the film itself to a broader social issue of race inclusion and combating division. According to Zegler, Snow White isn't just a fairy tale. Oh, it's a tool to promote acceptance and discourage societal prejudice. What? Like, bro, it's intrinsically one of the most blue-pilled stories ever about how a prince is supposed to, fall for some bitch that he hears and, thinks has a good voice and she's going to rescue her from a life of torment. It's like, okay. And now this time around, this story is nothing like that. It's just so much more convoluted and just really awful. But I digress. Her comments come amid months of controversy surrounding the film. Yeah, and once again, shine a light on Rachel's constant solipsism because she is crazy, bro. In an interview, Zegler recalled her early struggles auditioning for West Side Story, revealing, I thought, didn't Spielberg totally pluck her out of obscurity? So auditioning for West Side Story? I don't really know. I think she's lying again, revealing that that white studio executives. Oh, okay. She made sure to reference her race. Repeatedly questioned her background because her last name didn't immediately signal her ethnicity. Yeah, because she has a German surname, which, okay, cool. If you're casting for a Germanic fairy tale, kind of makes sense. But she's half Honduran and half Polish. So how the hell did you get Zegler? Make a little bit more sense if you were half Polish, half Argentinian, but what? How'd you get here? But there was confusion because I didn't have a single ounce of Latin in my name. When I was in the running for Maria in West Side Story, they kept calling to ask if I was legit. I remember thinking, do you want to bring in my abuelita in? You want me to get my grandmother? She's going to have her chancla and she's going to throw it at you, right? Because that's what Spanish people, that's what we do. Holy shit, man. That's as cringe as, just talking to a black guy saying, oh, yeah, I know. I don't sound black on the phone. What do you want me to bring in a bucket of KFC? It's like, just shut up. You're so cringe. She credits Steven Spielberg for stepping in and personally advocating for her. Yeah, exactly. You wonder why she continues around the industry when she doesn't have one single profitable film on her resume. Because Steven Spielberg gave her the touch in more ways than one, and she's here and she will be forever because now she has a foothold in the industry and she has many grievance points that are very amenable to Legacy media track very well on social media, so why would they go ahead and burn her? So for the people that are saying, oh no, yeah, oh, she booked a gig off Broadway, okay, she's heading to the West End in London for a big, theatrical endeavor. Oh, that's probably a good place for her. Bro, she's gonna get cast in a fucking Marvel film. You bet your bottom dollar on that shit. This is not the last time that you're ever gonna hear from her. Like toxic ass motherfuckers like Mark Ruffalo, Mark Hamill, okay, Ron Perlman, hell, Robert De Niro, okay, his TDS have an ass. Just have a brand new flopping film. Like, that guy has had more bombs on his resume than a fucking Al-Qaeda pilot in recent years, and he continues to get work based on old legacy shit. Rachel Zegler isn't going anywhere. She's still young enough to get the hot role in Hollywood movies, and she still has all of the politics that all of those shill sites love. Case in point, once again, Rachel Zegler slams white executives who asked her to prove her Latin heritage for West Side Story role. So let's dig a little bit deeper in this. It's an interesting experience being part of a diaspora in the current climate we live in, but I love being Colombian. Oh, she's Colombian. Okay. What did I say before? Honduran? Sorry to denigrate the good people from Honduras, okay? I don't want to have to lump you in with this commie sympathy. Oh, okay. Makes more sense why she's so off her rocker. Anyways, the actress added that her singing skills ultimately led her to land the titular role in Snow White in 2021. Yeah, that's what got you the role. Right. The reality is I was given a chance because I could sing, she said after being asked being asked her thoughts about the reaction to a Latina scoring the role. Well, Disney in 2021 was feeling very adversarial to their audience, and they thought that, hey, they could go ahead and release whatever the hell they want, and the audience would just lap it up like the seals that they are. But oopsie daisy, they might have went a bridge too far on this one. My only prayer for the future of diversity and inclusion, what? Okay, is that we invest in and nurture talent no matter what they look like. Exactly. That's why you should cast somebody who is known for their physical features. Who cares what they look like? That's why we need diversity. That's why we need inclusion. That's why we need equity. I was cast in Snow White because I could sing, and I was cast as a Latina. I was cast in West Side Story because I was a Latina. How do you make those things work together? Oh yeah, don't think about it all that much. But it's kind of funny, right? Because like I said before, like she's not going anywhere because this bitch is social media gold, and when she has a propensity to continue to flap her entitled little mouth, people will just meme on her obsessively. And well, one situation, right, where you had this dude right here. I see him pop up on my timeline from time to time, and he's got some pretty hilarious takes on things. David Santa Clara states one dating preference media like, a bigot tried to body shame Disney's next Snow White for having visible back hair. One thing to have visible back hair, right? And the takedowns were just magical. Takedowns like this from this fucking hack, Kira. God damn it, man. Like, this guy's such a turd. But yo, man, you got the original tweet here from DSC here. He's like, this is why Disney is about to lose $300 million. And it's like, I mean, it would have been good casting if she was going to be Wolfman, but he's trying to say that, yeah, motherfucker just exposed himself for being a virgin. Here's the thing, man. I don't need to get into all of the details of my private life, but I have never seen a treasure trail like that on the upper back of a chick outside of a public pool. That's way too much. Okay? You get that shit dealt with because I've known chicks before, right? Like, who obsess over excess fur on their arms or some shit like that, and they get it lasered off, which is kind of what the comments are roasting this idiot over. Okay, is she Indian? And it's like, well, yeah, she's anything but Snow White. We're in 2025. Laser hair removal exists. Yeah, and if you're going to be wearing backless dresses, which as somebody who has unfortunately had to look at her stupid face quite a lot over the past couple of years, yeah, she has a propensity to wear those types of dresses. And honestly, I've never noticed that back hair before, but I don't know, maybe she's been shaving it before and she's in between waxing sessions. Yeah, and I don't know a single woman with back hair. Well, yeah, exactly. Because you can cope as much as you want, and I've seen my fair share of hair before, but never there and never like this, and never is that supposed to be a look for somebody who is presented as being A, a princess, or B, somewhat of a object of desire. That's well, just A, funny, and B, triggering to idiots that just want to simp harder than their contemporaries. I really hope she sees this, bro, because you might think that he exposed himself for being a virgin, but you exposed yourself for having a hard-on for chicks built like middle schoolers. Oh well. But hey guys, But guys, look, okay, for as much as Rachel Zegler hates white people, as much as she just wants to go ahead and push DEI policies, she also preaches kindness as the world turns against her. Yeah, but Snow White's past treatment of Gina Carano was anything but. So you wonder why. Okay, because I brought that up before, how she was very loud and very proud about championing the cancellation of Gina Carano. Also tried to push it for Jeremy Renner when he was going through his very contentious divorce. I forget the circumstances around the Sean Bean situation, but yeah, she was also trying to stick another arrow in Boromir. She's just a really shitty person. And the fact that she's young, she doesn't know what she's doing, she hasn't gotten PR training, that's all bullshit excuses. This is a toxic, shitty individual. And the fact that she's just going to bomb another film, once again, that she was ill cast for, she was completely disrespectful of, she deserves absolutely no quarter, no capitulation, and no mercy. Don't attack her. Of course not. Just criticize, laugh, and meme on her performances because they are worthy of that. She's a shit actress with a decent voice and the worst personality that you are likely to see this side of Tumblr. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.